Okay, now if you're actually seeing this, this is just me getting prepared for the initial D video, which I'm sure you already saw. At this point, if you notice, I'm just trying to get the zoom level right, because what I had to do this video is, since I have the crazy large initial D control panel, which I'm sure you've seen from the B-roll footage I've shown in the beginning of the initial D video, I had to put the monitor on the LCD LED monitor on a shoebox, and so it would be above the control panel, and you could actually see me play and not just see my head. So that was just me getting the zoom right, and now I'm gonna actually be sitting in the chair. So this is kind of like the before video. Hopefully I didn't knock that too much out of sync. And what I'll end up doing, of course, is just chopping this part of the video off of the front. As you had seen in the video before, I had the I can take that away. I had the control panel and everything, and I had my setup. So I just basically had to get this in frame so you could actually see it properly, and that you won't just see my head, because that's the least thing I want. Because the problem is, since this is a racing game, it's going to have the problem of me having to be right in front of the screen to actually play, and then of course that'll kind of block most of the gameplay. And at this point I'm looking at the clock, and I'm just hoping I have time to complete these 4 courses in Initial D before I have to actually go to work, because yeah, that would be nice to get all the footage done, and then of course eventually record the commentary later. The camera's actually just sitting on the tripod, sitting on the bed here, and the tripod legs aren't even extended at all. That's the only way I could get the camera positioned right. Now you might actually see the corner of my hair when I'm playing this, because honestly that's the only way I could do this, unless I was like gonna somehow mount the camera on the ceiling, which would just be astronomically insane and not work. But suffice it to say, you'll see it's checking the memory now since it loaded it fully. I'm going to get a bit closer to the screen. Let me just lift up the chair. And most likely the next time you see me, it'll be doing the actual video. Just got to make sure none of the JVS cables are stuck in my chair. And I'll probably go through the test mode and actually test all the control inputs to make sure they're all functioning properly before I actually go and do the video proper. And of course, volume adjustment will be another thing I'll probably mess with a bit. Because the last thing I want is to have this video all done and have the volume of the game be too low. So now I'm going to go into test mode here so I can make sure, since it's been a while since I played Initial D here, I just have to make sure that all the controls, none of the controls got dislodged or anything, because the biggest problem here is it's 2 big amp connectors that connect to the I/O board, and if those aren't connected properly, then you're not going to get proper control. And of course, since this is probably showing, this may be showing after the pickups video or before, this is the Initial D version 2 disc that I gotten before. Okay, let's just make sure our inputs are working here. There's our shift up, shift down, steering. You're not going to see me doing this because it's dark, and I think you're actually seeing above the control panel, which the control panel's down here. And now let's see our pedals. There's our accelerator. And the main thing I'm checking to see here is when I press the accelerator, that I'm not getting the brake to input at the same time. Which is a weird problem that I had for the longest time, because if that happens, I can't play the game, because what would happen is the brake would partially get pressed when I'm pressing the accelerator, and we can't have that. So, let's see if I can actually make this video. If I can't, then you're probably never going to see this footage, and I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, it looks like we're okay. I don't know if you can see the numbers all that properly. I probably have my head in the middle of the screen at this point. But, you'll notice when I press the accelerator, it goes up to DCH. That means that the accelerator got pressed properly. And, the brake is still staying around 20 or so. And I'll put my other foot on the, actual panel here, so I'm not really, losing it. It's getting a little bit of drag, it looks like, but as long as I make sure the pedal assembly is grounded properly, we should be okay. And then, of course, let me just go into the, where the hell is the thing? Okay, that's the GD-ROM drive. I'm feeling everything in the dark here, so it's kind of hard to see what I'm actually doing. And there's our service and test buttons going on and off. And let's go ahead and go into our output test. Now, the output test is just the actual LED displays. And if I actually post this, I might actually just post a quick bit of footage right now showing the start and the change view button blinking, but you might see a little illumination toward the bottom right of the screen if you're looking very carefully. So, we're going to go ahead and get out of this, and all I can say is I'm hoping the camera is still rolling. I will adjust the audio volume once I get into the video, and I'm going to, like, pretty much start it, like, right now. So I'm gonna try my very best to do this video. So it's gonna be like right now, and I'm gonna just be like, I'm just gonna be like this, and like a second after this, it's gonna go into the silly video of me just starting with my whole spiel and everything. So now I'm just gonna go like this, and I'm gonna start the video. Okay. Well, I'll see you later. If this footage actually shows up on YouTube, then you saw my kind of like behind the scenes process of making this video, which. It's one of those videos I've been thinking for a little while on how to do once I finally got these controls working for Initial D, but now I can finally actually do it, so yeah, I'll see you in the video. As I said, you'll probably see the video first before you see this crazy little behind the scenes thing, but it's going to be like right now.